Gentlemen,
Hey,
we're back. I know the show is it's irregular, much like the condoms that John buys. Irregular,
I
all of
don't
them.
buy them. That's how irregular it is.
You just sew them. You just have to sew together random socks that you find. They get holes in them.
Haven't used one of those since I don't even know. It's been a very long time.
Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah, we're back. We're back with the meme and apologies, guys. You know this is kind of our it's an add-on show. It's a little bonus show for you guys. So when things get hectic, it's hard sometimes to keep up with the meme wars. I know John had a very important meeting to try to teach children softball, which obviously supersedes our political conversations here.
Well, it does, of course. Softball, coaching softball always trumps everything else in my life. Most important thing to me. So
How much yelling do you do during the coaching?
I don't do any yelling. You can't yell at little
None?
7, 8, 9-year-old girls. That's just it doesn't work. They don't respond to that normally.
It worked in a league of their own.
If they did respond to that, like if some girl just like started yelling at her and she started just, hitting the ball hard and hustling more, I'd be a little bit worried about her if she's responding to someone screaming at her face like that. So.
I say that's the one you marry. That's one you lock down right away.
Oh man.
So there's
I didn't want to forget this. So I did want to announce what we talked about at the top of the show.
Oh yeah.
Since most people listen to the entire episode, but there are a few people who might, straggle off about halfway through. So for those of you stragglers, straggle outs, I don't know. We are, because Facebook sucks and because really we need to find a way to build community again. We've noticed with our Pride that, community factor is kind of broken down. We used to have that Lions of Liberty forum on Facebook. We still have it. It's open to everybody. It used to be a lot of conversations in there. That's kind of gone away. Whatever. People don't use Facebook as much. Same thing with our Pride group on Facebook. That's kind of fizzled out a little bit because people don't use Facebook that much. Now we can't even stream to those groups anymore. So what we're going to do is start a Telegram channel, which will just be Brian and I will be obviously posting our content, but also posting articles and commenting on stuff and being weird and making jokes. That just good Lines of Liberty content. And then for our Pride members at $10 and up, we're going to have an exclusive group where anybody can say anything and we can just hang out and do whatever.
Anything goes in that group, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I think I like it. To John's point, you got to go somewhere because Facebook just sucks too much. And even if people try to use Facebook, you don't get to see anything. It doesn't notify you. It doesn't push anything. It's just garbage. And as you mentioned, John, I don't get why the stock price keeps going up either.
It's amazing.
For what reason? For what possible reason? Because TikTok got the kibosh? Do they think all these kids are going to be like, well, we better go back to Facebook? It's not going to happen.
I would wonder. I wonder what brings in, because it's Meta. So it's Facebook.
Yeah.
It's Instagram. It's WhatsApp.
It's Oculus. Their VR.
All the crazy
bullshit.
Oculus stuff. I wonder where most of their revenue is
I gotta think
from.
Instagram. People still do use Instagram, so I think it's
yeah,
gotta be Instagram.
for quite a bit.
Yeah, but fuck it, fuck them
I don't
anyway.
know.
So there's a couple things I want to talk about at the top of the show, and one is obviously the Libertarian Party announced that Donald Trump will be speaking at the convention, and people, half people just losing their minds, right? Predictably. The left libertarians losing their minds. The worst thing that could ever happen. How could you platform this man? And never mind. It strikes me as so funny because it's like, how scared are you of a guy speaking at your conference? Like, we're talking about taking like a new thing. We haven't done it before. Let's try a new thing. It's going to generate so much mass media coverage for the event. I'm already like, I have to handle the press, the arrangements, and it's just, I have to go through like a million emails already for people who just want to come and cover the event. But on top of that, there's some other
there's going to be
stuff that's, like,
actual press at the Libertarian Party convention.
There's no sound.
Am I
coming through on
muted?
you. Or your mic cut out. It was working before. Did you knock the cord out of the microphone with your giant schlong? Clearly. Well, anyway.
Testing.
I can't hear you still. Nothing's coming through, man. So anyway, what's interesting though is that to me, all these people are like, I can't believe it. You're gonna give the libertarian name horrible connotations. It's like, where do you think the name libertarianism is now? Wait, do you think people understand it? Do you think people know what it is? Every politician is globbed onto it on the left and the right. That's weird. Okay, so Hey Say What Now says they can hear both of us. Did my
I would guess it's a problem
out?
on your end somehow.
Yes, it did. For whatever reason, my audio is not coming through. So I just can't hear John. This is so weird.
So it's probably your AirPods clicked
it
off,
says it's connected.
I would guess. So while Brian is figuring that out, I give my 2 cents on it. I guess just let me know when you can hear me. Still can't hear me? Well, just go with your speakers and turn them down.
That's what I'm going to do. All right. So anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, for the first time, people are going to actually look into what libertarianism is, right? It's like, it's been so bastardized that it's not like we're going, it's not like it's sacrificing anything. And if anything, it's going to make people look and say, okay, what are they about? And when we get up there, and actually, the whole premise of this is that you get up there and you press Trump on issues that we care about. And there's idiots right now because Trump came out and said, we're going to give police immunity so they can't be prosecuted. All right, well, guess what? That's probably going to be something that we press them on. It's like, when do you have an opportunity like this? And these people are so filled with just fucking cowardice. Like, it's shocking to see the cowardice on display. And also, I think, like, the protectionism over these little fiefdoms that they're worried about losing influence over. And it's just, it's really interesting. Oh, there's Rico.
Would you look at this? Right on cue.
Yeah, we're talking about Trump.
Speaking of not being able to hear people, Rico. There's Rico.
Speaking of people who give
see the video, he's throwing up some Cleveland gang signs, I think.
Yeah. He's doing a better job translating for our deaf audience than that woman they hired in, what was it, Florida, who was just making up like the whole time. She's just like pretending to eat a sandwich and just waving.
Forgot about that.
After like 3 press conferences, they're like, that's not sign language.
Wasn't there a controversy with one of Obama's signers that he just like didn't know what he was doing, and he was totally not even doing sign language? It was like for a major
speech. Give Obama blowjobs in the back of a limo, allegedly.
Well, that's a different subject altogether.
But I don't know. What do you think about Trump speaking at the convention?
I think it's great. Obviously, for public relations for the Libertarian Party to get people just interested, because most people don't even realize there is a Libertarian Party convention. Most people don't realize that the party selects the candidate through this process, and that's how the Libertarian Party gets a candidate. So it's getting some attention on whoever that candidate is. Whoever wins is good for the party, and then that individual, whoever it is, will be able to come out and contrast their views with Trump. And they'll have a little bit more attention on them because Trump will have just spoken. But I will say this, I kind of do have my doubts if Trump is actually going to go through with it. I don't know what you guys have in writing at the LP, but I can't see from a Trump campaign perspective why he would want to go into a situation where he could potentially get loudly booed and mocked by people, which I think could easily happen.
Now, Rico, I definitely can't hear.
I can't hear Rico either.
This is fun. This episode should be called...
Are you remembering to project your voice as you're talking? Or have you just...
Rico, is your microphone plugged in? Or is it set to a different input, perhaps?
Input-output issue. One of those. Yeah.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
There
Rico.
You go.
Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out, buddy.
I heard something.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, there's this opportunity, I think, for him. Number one, it generates huge publicity. And as I talked to Reason magazines, they were talking to us about this. I think that it's something where you look at the base that's in the middle of the country right now, right? You have these two polarized, parties, the GOP and the DNC, and they both have these extremists, and they're both, voting as a uniparty block of shit, right? Look at what just happened. And Trump took credit for this, by the way, which again is something I'm likely going to press him on. But you look at how the voting goes. You look at they're just like fucking the American people over, who are just in the middle, like none of this is helpful. The wars aren't helpful. The inflation's not helpful. These social bullshit programs, the open borders are an issue. And I think people are looking, and like polls back this up. Now's the time more than ever before that people really want a third party, like a legitimate third party that can actually contend. And I think the poll I saw was like 70% of Americans are like looking for like, yeah, third party time. Because they're just, these shit parties are just unrecognizable as far as what they stand for in any way that helps the American population. So Trump sees that and he's like, all right, I got to go appeal to these people because that's a large portion of what's out there now. Rico, do you want to try to say anything? Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look, it would have been better if you just fucked with me the whole time. And even though you could hear me, you just you should have been thinking ahead.
Would be great.
What positions does he have that appeals to libertarians exactly?
Well, you could argue that Trump is anti-war. Right? The only president not to start any new wars.
That's such a bullshit tagline, though. He funded wars. He funded fucking military campaigns.
You asked me the question. I'm trying to give you answers.
Yeah, but
I would agree. I would agree with that.
What legitimate policy does he have? What does he follow through on that's actually libertarian?
Look, I don't think that you're wrong. I don't think that he has a ton of libertarian positions. I guess his SCOTUS appointments funny, you could argue were good.
Is that a libertarian thing?
That's not a libertarian. Being funny is not libertarian.
It's definitely not left.
It's definitely not a libertarian thing. I think that it's something where, again, this is why the premise of this is that we're going to have 10 questions that we address to him on where we find issues with his policies. Now, granted, remember, it wasn't just Trump that invited. We also invited Biden. RFK still may come and take part in this in a similar type of scenario, but it's just the ability to hold power accountable, right? And they're not going to do debates. You're not going to see this happen at a rally where any of his, no rally is going to push back on him. So no, there's not that many places where we're going to overlap with Trump in other than maybe free markets, right? But even then, I would oppose a lot of the agreements that Trump did and the protectionist tariff shit he put in there.
I'm not criticizing the LP for having him speak. I'm just wondering, like what you were saying earlier, because it is interesting to hear him speak in a different forum. And like you said, I'd be dubious if he actually show up because I could see libertarians booing him just to make a spectacle of themselves, like they like to do at the national conventions. It would be interesting, but I don't see, it going well for him. Really, so I don't know.
What's the format that's been agreed to? It's I guess it's not just him giving a speech. Is it? It's a Q&A.
Well, he's going to be. So basically, you could go to the LP website right now and like cast votes for what topics you want to be covered, and then the idea is that we give him 10 things here. This is what you have to address. Now there's going to have to be some sort of moderation, and I think this is what's going to be hashed out because we have no interest in him coming and giving a stump speech. So we're going to have to figure out how this is going to, to keep him on point, to hold him accountable, because it can't just be Trump going up there and bloviating. So this is something that I'm not in direct conversation with his team on this, so I can't tell you. But
I would bring Tucker Carlson and interview him. That's what I would do.
So we'll see. But again, it's 10 questions picked by our base and voted on as what, he has to address. So we'll see.
Bring Ron Paul in to talk to him. There you go.
Maybe he'll be there. I don't know yet, but we're still confirming stuff.
Well, he's good golfing buddies with Rand Paul. So not that Rand Paul is really 100% libertarian, but it's kind of a segue. He's libertarian light.
Yeah, this is true. So, well, anyway, we've talked 15 minutes now. Let's move on.
We're gonna have to keep moving
before we get to the memes, because there's one more thing. I titled the episode Jewish Banana Warfare because I don't know if you guys have been keeping track of this, and something else has happened today on campus, but at UCLA, which just looks like a homeless encampment, dystopian future now, but they had the protests, and then they had the counter protests, and during the counter protest from the Jewish side of things, there was an issue wherein some pro-Palestine person had gone there and they put up signs around saying, hey, no bananas, because this person has a severe banana injury or banana allergy. So the Israel counter protesters, they see this and then show up and start smearing banana all over everything. And this chick's photo went viral of her holding up and eating 2 bananas while wearing an Israel flag.
That's amazing.
And then hold on, and then of course the memes started, and this one was my favorite one, which is the giant Jewish banana, the banana dome over Israel. So the question is, though, is that a huge douche move? I mean, they were a couple of them like, this is the equivalent of waving machine guns. They're going through with bananas because this one person has a fucking banana allergy.
No, that's ridiculous. It's actually what it is. It's a great. I know it's not like a collective, PR effort for this opposition to these protests, but it's a great PR move. Like if I was going to pick a side, I would pick the side that was trolling the other side for being allergic to bananas.
That's all it comes down to with Odie. It's very simple man, simple political wins.
Yep, that's all it takes.
I mean, how allergic to bananas can a person be? Like, have you
they can die.
To touch? And is it allergic to banana skin, or does it have to be the peel, or does it actually have to be the banana?
Are they allergic to Runts candy? That's banana shaped?
Can you get this person at the LP convention and ask them 10 questions all about their banana allergy?
Absolutely.
Can they not go in a grocery store because there's bananas there?
Yeah, right.
There's banana breathing the air.
Yeah, these are all very good questions.
Yeah.
I do think it's one of those things too. Like, don't you have an EpiPen? I'm sure you do. If you have that severe an allergy, you've got an EpiPen around. It's just, and it's also it does speak to like the privilege annoyance culture that we have around allergies. Like there was a kid with a peanut allergy, and for like a day, the school was like, please don't send your kids with any peanut related things or peanut butter sandwiches. And I think I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm putting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the lunch. The kid with the fucking peanut allergy can keep away. But I'm not gonna repack everything in my kid's lunch who only wants peanut butter and jelly for lunch. I'm not gonna stop sending her with anything peanut related because of one dickhead. Like, fuck off.
Do you want to hear something ridiculous on that? So we are allowed to send peanut butter sandwiches or whatever with Ruby to school, but they don't serve peanut butter and jelly sandwiches ever in the cafeteria. They serve sunflower seed butter, which every kid says tastes horrible and no one eats it. It's got to be awful. Yeah.
You know what? It's honestly one of those things. Like this is where RFK Jr. does talk about how the allergies have shot up since all these vaccines. And coincidentally, I have to take my kid to get her vaccines today. I have to go at like 2:00.
Don't get him. Don't get him. Back out.
Yeah. Well, you gotta go if she wants to go to school. That's you got to do it. It sucks. I should just pay him to inject her with salt water. Then I'll find out she has a saltwater allergy. Dead.
All right, we got to keep moving with these memes here.
Yeah.
So,
Odie's got a strict time frame here.
I do. I got this guy measuring. We got a new front door, so I got to go talk to him. So we got a meme here. We got an old homeless man in front of the White House dressed as Uncle Sam. Don't give him anything. We'll just spend it on bombs.
That is a good one.
Simple meme, but very, very profound, I think.
Yep.
And actually, this guy is probably younger than both Biden and Trump. So yeah, you got that going.
Hold on. Let me share this one. I guess you would call this a meme. Now, Hotep Jesus has been making the rounds talking about how Donald Trump is gaining with the black vote and how Democrats are losing the black vote. And of course, Jason Whitlock has talked about this, and they get all sorts of hate. And I got to say, maybe we'll get banned from the channel from sharing this video, but as I tweeted back at Hotep Jesus, he posted this, and it's one of the most hilarious and perfect tweets I've ever seen in my life. It says, Uncle Hotep and Jason Whitlock decided to lose weight together. Here they are at the gym, gym buddies. And it's just two raccoons walking on a treadmill, two fat raccoons. It's a masterpiece. It's hilarious. Only racist because, or only it's not racist because the white, or I say the black DNC allegiant are the people that call people like Jason Whitlock or the Hoteps coons for daring to go against the narrative, right? For daring to break with the orthodoxy. So it just was too funny. Too funny, man. Good tweet, Hotep.
So another one here on the protests that are happening. You probably saw a few days ago. I think it was Columbia University. It was a weird press conference. This girl came out and said, like, pretty much demanding that they give them food and water, and they're basically being starved. And then some reporter asked, like, they don't have to bring you food. You can just bring your own food in. And then she kind of backtracked, like, I was just making sure they weren't going to blockade us. I'm like, no one's blockading you.
Like you're doing the irony. Oh, the irony of that.
but the meme is history repeats itself as communists run out of food.
There's been a meme. I didn't pull it up for this one, but it's pretty funny. It's with the Will Smith and the atomizer or whatever, the neuralizer that makes you forget, and it's a thing that says college professors, concerning the death rate about communism, and it's got the. So this also isn't even a meme, but it was just a fantastic video that's going around and made me laugh my ass off, and it was shared by Heidi Briones, who's like a lesbian. I'd say libertarian leaning lesbian. Those LLLs, but you got to watch this video because it's fucking hilarious.
Baby, when you talk like that,
So it's one chick's bouncing a tennis ball, the other chick is flexing her tits and bouncing it back to her. And then,
reading the signs of my
pop,
body.
bam, right in the face.
Baby, when you talk like that,
She does this little trick after the girl pops the ball in her titties and then spikes the ball directly across the net into another hot girl's fucking head.
Do you think that was intentional?
No.
Like, do you think they planned that spike in the face at the end?
So be
It's so good.
reading the signs of my body.
No way that was intentional. I'm giving that zero chance
Oh,
of
no
being
one's getting
intentional.
spiked in the face with a tennis ball intentionally.
Oh, God, it gives me so much pleasure. Everything about that video is amazing. The hot chicks, the boobies, tennis, and then a girl gets hit in the face. Get everything I wanted.
Give those girls a sitcom deal.
Give them all the money that we send to Ukraine. I want them to get it instead.
Also,
So just one more meme from me here. We got a new revolution coming to the Liberty Movement. I don't know if you've seen it. This is posted by a friend of the show, Dan Smots,
Yep.
System is Down podcast. It's the Trump revolution. It's coming. Ron Paul's out. Dave Smith's out. RFK's out. Donald Trump is in. Here we go.
Love-lution. Donald Trump. Yeah, strange times. Strange bedfellows. Strange bedfellows. But as we said earlier, it's gonna be a hoot. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
it's gonna be a hell of a thing.
I will say, I'll say it again. Like, people who are complaining about it, just think how many people are talking about the Libertarian Convention in the first place who never would ever mention it. Like, that alone is worth it.
And Angela McArdle had tweeted this out and pointed it out under some article about Donald Trump speaking at the convention that I think maybe Liz Wolfe had tweeted out. She goes, but here's the thing everybody's missing. You scroll down and it's like under the Donald Trump story for Google or whatever. It's like, what are other people looking into? And number one, what does the Libertarian Party stand for? So you've got right now probably hundreds of thousands of people going, oh, he's speaking at the Libertarian Convention. What the fuck is the Libertarian Convention?
Yeah.
So there you go. It's already a huge win. It's already a huge win. And every bit of coverage says that, we invited him to be held accountable. So we'll see.
See how it plays out.
Get your tickets. I texted ex-member of our show, Howie, to see if he's going to come out and drink with me since he's right next to DC. I bet he pussies out. I bet he doesn't.
I bet he's
When
not
is
coming.
it? The convention's in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, when?
Oh, May 22nd through the 26th. Come on out, Rico.
Is that
I'll
during the week?
be west of you at that time.
Oh, in my house, fucking my wife?
Yes. You're gonna have another kid soon. You may have hair.
Saying you're west of him in DC leaves the entire country, so it doesn't.
No,
really...
west of LA. I'm gonna be in Maui.
Okay.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah, it is.
Wasting your son's inheritance on your tramp of a girlfriend?
Yes.
I knew it. At some point, Jordan's going to be like, stop doing this.
He's too dumb to know. That's what's great about him.
All right. Well, good memeing. Anything else, gentlemen? Follow us on Twitter, subscribe, hit notify on YouTube because we're shadow banned to hell. And of course, join the Patreon if you want to get on this new Telegram channel we are setting up for conversing and posting and memeing. Get on it, guys. Patreon.com/Lions of Liberty or lionsofliberty.local.
Launching the Telegram this weekend. So
boom!
Keep your eyes out.
Big weekend for Telegram. Watch out, Telegram. Make sure you up your servers because it's going to be some heavy traffic.
We might shut them down. Might end it.
All right. Goodbye.